Imagine yourself at the height of the Victorian era. The railways are the new, empowering technology, zooming people between cities faster than ever before. A railway hotel, like this one, in St Pancras, would have been the most exciting place to be, like an airport terminal or possibly even the new space terminal in Nevada. This one's been renovated beautifully. I think one of the most beautiful railway hotels anywhere in the world. It's also the home of Marcus Wareing's new restaurant, the Gilbert Scott.
Morning.
Hi Marcus.
How are you?
Fine, great
Good to see you. Welcome to the Gilbert Scott.
What a place.
Yes.
It's absolutely staggering, isn't it?
Pretty.
So bright and light.
And when you come into an international train station, you come into a place as fantastic as that, and then you've got this hanging on the front of it. A 5-star hotel, 240 bedrooms, 64 apartment residents, and then us, just tapped onto the end of it. When you're sitting here, outside that door, you've got London. In a building like this, you can't go through the walls, you can't go through the ceilings. You're very, very restricted in what you can do in a Grade 1 listing, especially something as beautiful as this. And Harry Handelsman, the owner, has spent the last 9 years, actually out of 12, bringing it back to life again. It's taken a long, long time. All of these colours, everything in this room, the lighting, everything is back to what it was. You can't change these, you can't change these colours. But for as much as I wanted to,
oh, it's beautiful.
It sort of does grow on you.
Yeah.
And I think it's the character of the place. And what's quite interesting, when you walk on this floor, you can actually feel the age of it. You can feel it's indented. You can see it as you go along. It's amazing. And this is our dining room. Morning, morning, morning. So it's a big one.
What an incredible room.
And what this has done is taken the natural shape of the building. This originally was the main restaurant of the hotel when it was the Grand, back in the late 1800s. Never had a restaurant in here since, so we're the first ones back in here. Yeah, all of the top of the columns, all original. They've just been gold leafed. A huge amount of this place was hidden between
British Rail offices, wasn't it?
British Rail offices, but they put mezzanine floors in. They painted the walls, they painted the ceilings, they painted all over all of that.
And from what I've heard, your menu is massively British.
The research that we've done, there is so much food history in this country. It's amazing. Just Elizabeth Beaton alone, you could just write a menu for the next 5 years on what her own recipe books and just keep going and keep going and keep going.
The reason that this was the very, very peak historically of British food was actually the railways. I mean, there was fantastic food in London simply because it was being brought in from all over the country so much faster and fresher. And you've reflected that here.
There's a lot of my youth in there, such as Manchester tart,
which I remember from school.
Paxo stuffing, Yorkshire puddings.
That's superb. And Paxo, of course, being contemporaneous with the building. I mean, it's a Victorian stuffing. Why would you not?
And just sort of having fun with it. But it's staggering what food we have been doing in this country over the years, and it's not been recognised.
I have to ask what soles in coffins are.
Well, basically, soles in coffins classically was a sole dish that was a baked potato scooped out, made into a puree, and then the sole was put back inside with this sauce and shrimps and all that sort of thing. So it's basically the sole going back, and they treated the baked potato as a coffin. I'm a great believer in that as a chef and as a restaurateur, I have one name, and that sits on one door, and that's where I cook. When I first came into this building, I just felt that it was bigger than me and bigger than any chef.
You haven't given the chefs actual natural light, have you? Oh, that's outrageous. It's spoiling them.
They've got natural light. And this is where our chef's table, our clients eat. Our wine cellar. We've got our main hot plate. We've created it to exactly the same shape as the building. So keeping all the windows, which is nice to have natural light. Keeping the shape of the windows, so it still looks traditional. Our water baths here for control of service, so that we can reheat our vegetables and our meats, mostly our meats and fish, at the right temperature. Almost something you wouldn't normally see in a restaurant like this.
No, exactly. It's really surprising.
But we're using the old and the new techniques. I can't cook in a kitchen like this because I'm not trained to do it. So I have to bring in the experts to operate it.
There's no tweezers here.
No tweezers here. This is cook it, season it, taste it, get it out.
Thank you. Oh, look at that. Isn't that gorgeous? So that looks like tiny, tiny quail legs. Onion rings. And then a beautiful lentil and carrot broth around it. We've kind of lost the art of the curry powder because we're also we've got to do these authentic garam masalas and do everything from first principles. That is a mix that tastes like a curry powder, exactly as a Victorian food would have been, with a pre-prepared curry flavour. But it's superb. It's really fascinating watching how he's using all of the techniques that high-grade fine dining chefs have developed over the last decade or so. And he's bringing it to bear on a faster turnover of food, simpler, heartier, but he's using every bit of science that he knows. It's an awesome combination.
It's an Eccles cake with cheddar cheese ice cream.
Thank you. Oh, you've got to see what this is like inside. Look at that. Oh, completely falls apart. Oh, just lovely. So sticky. That's just right. Well spiced. Cheese on top of an Eccles cake. Perfect. We're doing it as an ice cream. Very clever. And a little bit salted too. Sharp cheddariness. A little bit sweet, but also very well salted. What is most exciting about this is the thought that a Frenchman is going to get off that train over there from Paris. He's going to come in here for his lunch, and he's going to see Harrogate loaf, Dorset crab, Kentish pigeon in a pot, Tweed kettle, soles in coffins, and London Pride battered cod, and Cornish sea bass Cullen skink. And he's going to be blown away. It's exactly the same experience that we've been having over there for years of arriving and seeing all this fantastic regional French stuff. Isn't it exciting? This is great. This is what English food really should be all about. Right here, right now, right at the end of that train line. I love that thought.